Let's bring in an airline voice to talk a little bit more about how U.S. carriers are reacting. Joining us now for that is Dennis Tajer. He's Communications Committee Chairman of the Allied Pilots Association. He's also a pilot himself. And Dennis, you just heard what Phil said about what American consumers are thinking. What do your pilots think about whether they want to be flying?
Well, they're very concerned. We have pilots right now looking at Korea. Some of our pilots have said they're not comfortable flying there, and we're engaged with our company getting the latest information from there. It's not lost on us that just like China and in Hong Kong, the CDC has it at its highest level, restricting, advising non-essential travel be reconsidered. And also, even the military has ceased its joint exercises with the South Koreans. So it's all of these bits of energy that remind us of the path we had with China to include Hong Kong. So, and what's unique about our pilots is they're asking questions whether or not it's safe, and they're going further because if something happens with them, pilots are unique. We can lose our license if we have a medical condition that others may work through. At American, we don't have a safety net like they do at Delta. And that's a call for concern for our pilots beyond just our passengers' safety.
What do you mean the safety? What's the safety net that Delta has that American does not?
Well, basically, if a pilot loses his license, say there's a respiratory issue from this, you're going to lose your license. You're going to lose most of your income. It's going to be offset. At Delta, they keep you at a very high level. You're not going to have to sell your house, pull your kids out of college. These are more parochial interests for our pilots, but the number one interest is the safety of our passengers in containing this virus. That is the key component of this. So
even if you got sick on the job, they wouldn't cover you?
We have a very, very anemic plan. It's from the bankruptcy. You know, these are all additive. These are all features that add up to, do you have my back? And if you don't, it's going to cause me to hesitate in my decision for our families. This is all after we determine whether or not it's, you know, safe in general for our passengers. And
Dennis,
I mentioned Delta.
Can I just go back on that? I mean, if you get injured or sick on the job, normally workers' compensation would take care of that. You don't have that at American?
No, we do, but it's a very thin program. It basically, you can get into a situation where you're down 75% off of what you expect to be your income. So it has a dramatic life-shifting event for our pilots, whether it's this virus or anything. But that's more of an internal issue, but it's very important when you come to a conclusion whether your company's got your back or not.
Yeah,
but,
I bet. That's got to be a huge concern.
Yeah, and if you look at Delta made an interesting announcement. They said for health concerns, we're reducing our flights to Korea.
It doesn't mean
there's
they're
health
stopping.
concerns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the same thing I thought when I heard that. Like, if it's a concern, you stop. You don't cut the frequency.
Absolutely. So we've made this decision on Hong Kong and China. If we don't feel it's safe, we'll make an aggregate decision to not fly that. Now, we're not there yet. But you know, we're challenging all the information stream. On your program, you talk about the conflicting information. Even our own CEO, just at the beginning of February, had a doctor on saying this doesn't spread easily. We know a lot about it. No, you don't. And that's why we're going to call the question, just like we do with the Max and Boeing. Just show us, and we'll make a decision based on the information that we have.
That's sound. What do you think, though, when you hear about the first case that is not travel-related, being a community-issued situation in California? Do you think that you're going to get to the point where you're not going to want to fly in the United States?
No, absolutely not. This is a very serious issue, but we've been through challenges like this. And President Trump made a bold decision to help contain this. We're looking for that same kind of leadership in other areas. We don't want to be the vessel for this virus. We want to be the industry that assists in containing it. And sometimes, I hate to reference the green tie, but sometimes you got to put on a green tie and do the right thing and contain this. So that's what we're looking. Are you
talking about Andrew's green tie? What green tie are you talking about?
I am. Sorry.
Yeah.
I am.
Dennis, you've been watching since early this morning.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.